What is spelling and punctuation? The first issue you must consider with spelling is if you should write in British or North American English. Typically, North American English is the default language. Once again, think about your audience. Who are you writing for? If it is for a North American audience, choose the NA spelling, but if it is for a UK audience, the British spelling will be better. If you feel it does not matter which you choose, then just be consistent. Here are just a few examples in which the British and North American spelling styles differ. With the S and Z in organisation, standardisation, harmonisation, etc. With an extra ME at the end of programme, an OU in colour, labour, etc. And the difference, or in fact no difference, between nouns and verbs, such as in licence and practice. Other words that cause quite a few problems are the words that sound the same but are spelt differently, such as effect with an A, to affect, and effect with an E, an effect, or two with one or two O's. There are also words that are spelt IE and others the other way round, EI. Try to remember the rhyme I before E except after C, or as in EH, as in neighbour and way. Unfortunately, there are always exceptions to every rule, even this one, but in most cases this is true. Another tricky word is its, with its without the apostrophe used for the possessive form, and its with an apostrophe used as a contracted form for it is or it has. Finally, words with double letters or ending with ents or ants just have to be double-checked or looked up in the dictionary. Please remember that the spell checker on the computer is not entirely foolproof. Now moving on to punctuation. This can make or break your paper. By having a comma in the wrong place can either completely change the meaning of the sentence or break up coherence for the reader. For example, Lynn Truss came up with the following joke. A panda walks into a cafe. He orders a sandwich, eats it, then draws a gun and fires 2 shots in the air. Why? Asked the confused waiter as the panda makes towards the exit. The panda produces a badly punctuated wildlife annual and tosses it over the counter. I'm a panda, he says at the door. Look it up. The waiter turns to the relevant entry and, sure enough, finds an explanation. Panda, large black and white bear-like mammal, native to China, eats, shoots and leaves. This is from Lynn Truss. Eats, shoots and leaves, the zero-tolerance approach to punctuation. This is just a silly example, but the message remains the same. Proper punctuation is essential. In the first example, the meaning of the sentence changes when the commas are left out. In general, the information found in between the commas is considered additional information. This means that in the second sentence, the speaker has more than 2 sisters, and so the extra information is essential to the listener. In the remaining examples, the commas are either misplaced or missing from the sentences, with examples number 4 having one of each. If you cannot identify these errors, you should perhaps consider reviewing the English comma rules. Semicolons can also be challenging to use in English. Read the following sentences. Do you feel that they have been used correctly here? Now let's check your answers. Only in the second sentences has the semicolon been used properly. In the other 2 sentences, Either a comma or a colon should be used. So, to conclude, you must first decide which spelling, North American or British style, you are going to use, and then set your spell checker to that style. However, there are many spelling errors that it will not identify, so it is essential that you double-check your own work carefully. Furthermore, read through your work thoroughly to ensure you have used the proper punctuation. It would be a shame if someone stopped reading your well-written paper just because it has a few sloppy spelling or punctuation errors.